They ain't gonna let it go, man.
Just some confirmation. That's all I got.
Okay. No, I'm now since I know y'all didn't learn anything. Let me do the last part of the show where I critique y'all. So y'all, you learned a lot. I'm not gonna talk shit. This was actually a really good show, man.
Oh wait. Don't think that it was necessarily for you.
Okay, I'll take it.
I would say
that's a compliment. I'll take it.
The conversation itself between you and these two beautiful women, like hearing everything, because don't get me wrong, I think you're wrong on about 98% of what you said.
Sheesh, 98.
Hey, if y'all disagree with stats, like I said, take it up with Charles Darwin. That's all I gotta say.
There are things that you have said that as a person, not even necessarily as a man or a woman, just as a person myself, I agree with some of the things that you did say.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think that what you're essentially pushing are excuses, and it's very detrimental to men and their mental health, which is ironically what we started with.
Mm-hmm.
Why do men commit suicide?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is because they're striving for the same things that women pander to each other, which is, if I don't make $1 million, if I don't treat women like shit, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, then I'm not going to get the women. Because think about it, when you have men that are high value, because high value, every time you said high value, it equated to money. It never equated to who the person was as a person.
And this is why I keep trying.
Money.
Well, there's a difference between high quality man and high value man.
Right, but
there's
your
a big difference.
From what I understood, is high value.
That's all we were talking about was high value. That's all our subject was.
But high value to me isn't just your finances, because you could be a very attractive millionaire and still be a piece of shit.
Yeah, then you're attracted to a high quality man, and that's great. But there's guys that make $30,000 a year that are high quality men.
Right.
There's tons of those.
And you know what? They work very well for people that also make within that financial bracket.
Do you want a high quality man or do you want a high value man?
I want both. I think they are interchangeable.
That is a unicorn, and you're right. You can find a guy with both, but he is a unicorn.
No, but they are
That's all I'm saying. He's very rare.
What I wish, I would say this, because you're a very intelligent person. Nobody can take that from you. You're extremely intelligent. You're well spoken. You got great diction, all of that. And I've seen your dynamic with your girlfriend. You guys have a great relationship dynamic that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
But what I despise sometimes, and this is why I do consider myself a feminist, because people push their ideologies onto other people and they try to create a group mentality instead of telling people, you know what, you're not a simp because you show interest in a woman. You're not a simp because you're putting your best foot forward on your first date. And you're not a hoe because what he put forth as his best foot forward was extremely attractive to you. And you decided, hey, you know what? Let's roll the dice. Let's see what happens.
You gotta understand, I do want men to put even on my first date with my girl, of course I dressed nice. I took her to a nice place. I treated her all the ways that you're supposed to. I don't say men shouldn't do any of that. What's bad is whenever they do that and they take it up another level on the next date. They buy them a gift whenever they start DMing too much. You got to understand, simping is just doing too much. So and y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know the guys that do too much.
Would you have been a simp if she did not sleep with you?
No, because I put like what I said, on the first date, it is fine. Like a guy could you have to put your best foot forward because first impressions matter so much. I actually teach guys, when you do take a girl on a date, put your best foot forward. Take them to a nice spot. Don't be a cheap ass, because that's how she's going to define you for the rest of the relationship if y'all ever have one. So I'm saying that when they keep trying, when they keep doing too much, and most guys do this. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys that don't, and they're done really quick. But y'all know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a simp. I'm talking about a guy that is trying too hard. And there's tons of guys that do this. They're trying way too hard.
But see, I don't agree with that, because I would argue you're pushing a false narrative to men that you shouldn't do that for the long run. That you
should do it for a tradition. You should only do it multiple times if she is a traditional woman. But how many women are traditional women? That's the problem.
But your definition of a traditional woman is not what
I'm talking about. A traditional woman that if I asked 100 dudes, and I'm saying what 95 of them would agree with, and I'm telling you right now, a majority of men would agree with most of the things that I'm saying makes a traditional woman: less bodies, and complimentary to the man. That's and very, what we care about more than anything is loyalty. That's why Instagram pages are a huge deal. Your girl going out to the club, your girl going on girls trips. Those are all a huge deal because we care about loyalty. We couldn't tell if a child was ours for thousands of years. So that's why we really give a fuck about loyalty. We really care about that shit.
Fat ass too, respectfully.
Can I ask a question really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it was Donnie that asked me about high value. What do I bring in a relationship?
What value do you bring to a
What
man
value?
to help retain a long-term relationship?
So maybe I'm misunderstanding now what you're saying when you say a high value man is monetary, but a quality man is what's going to have his personality, right? Like
What y'all
want
want to truly shoot for is a high quality and high value man, but that is very rare.
Well,
to
what
find
I'm-
a guy like me who makes 6 figures, is as tall as I am and everything, and I'm also loyal. That's a quality thing. I'm a high quality in that. I'm extremely rare. I'm an extremely rare man because most guys who make 6 figures and are 6 foot tall or even somewhat attractive, they are not going to be loyal. You can find those guys all day long, but how many of them aren't cheating or aren't sleeping around?
What I'm saying is flip it. Does that make a quality woman? If she can do the same things, if she's loyal, if she, I don't know what he was trying to say with value. Like, what values do I bring? What
value is
tangible?
monetary usually. Usually it's provisioning. That's what makes him a high value man. Either that or he's attractive.
But it's not
if
the
he's
same
6'2".
for a woman.
No.
Correct.
A high,
No,
yes.
but there is a saying that a man is only as faithful as his options.
Yes,
so the more
that's true.
attractive and the more money you make, the more options you got. Why do you think that a man of your essential stature, again, no disrespect, can leave your girlfriend right now and have 100 chicks ready to hop on it? Not because they care about you, they care about your value.
Yeah.
So the question then comes into, okay, well, you're a high value man, but what are your values?
Well, or what makes me
values to
quality, or what makes me a higher quality man? And I would say I don't cheat. I say that I provide exceptionally more. I think that men are supposed to do way more than women. Like I do way more than she does around. Like I think that we're built to always do more. So I do way more. I expect a little bit from her. And most people would disagree with me actually on that statement. But see, that's where I consider myself a high quality and a high value man. But that's what makes me rare, because how many guys want to do that? Most of them don't want to do one or the other. They want to be one or the other. They want a bunch of money and they also want a bunch of bitches too. So and if you look at statistics, once again, the smarter a guy is, the more intelligent a man is, the more likely they are to cheat.
So a unicorn is teaching us how to get stallions?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, if y'all want to, I'll teach y'all to get both. I'll teach y'all to get a unicorn, and I'll teach y'all to get a stallion.
Unicorns are rare.
Yeah, they are rare. Yeah,
Okay.
what I say on every episode, ladies, I always say you got to filter 10,000 dudes. I had to talk to 10,000 girls to get my one
I have to sleep
unicorn.
with 10,000 dudes?
No, filter. I said filter.
Right, but vetting.
Do you know what I mean by filter?
In order to go on that
That's
date,
not
you guys are
filtering. That is
expecting-
not filtering. Filtering is like as soon as you get a DM from a guy, you look at his profile and you're like, okay, he has guns on his profile. Filtered out. Okay, all right, this guy, he's really into this. Okay, filtered out. Okay, or this guy actually makes it to the date, but immediately in the first 2 minutes of the date, he says something really, he says some really sus shit. Filtered out. That's all I'm saying. Like you have to filter them out very fucking
that
quickly.
I agree with.
Yeah, and it's gonna take 10,000 dudes for you to find a unicorn. It sucks. I agree.
You just got to ask the right questions, and you got to show that you care, and that goes into seeing how can I be complimentary to his life.
Yeah.